You are not in control of your life, and science can prove it. Every single morning you wake up and make choices. What coffee to drink, what clothes to wear, what career path to take. We build our entire human identity, our legal systems, and our personal pride around this one profound idea: free will. We genuinely believe that the voice inside our head is the absolute captain of the ship. We think we hold the steering wheel. But it's a lie. A comforting, beautifully constructed lie crafted by your biology. Modern neuroscience, advanced microbiology, and genetics are painting a terrifying picture of the human experience. Your conscious mind? The voice reading these words right now? It's just a passenger. You are a biological machine running on millions of automated scripts. Something else entirely is driving the car, and it has been since the day you were born. Let's look at 3 undeniable scientific facts that prove you are not as in control as you think. Let's start with your brain. We like to think every action begins with a conscious thought. But in the 1980s, a scientist named Benjamin Libet ran a simple experiment that completely broke our understanding of human consciousness. He placed people in a quiet room, hooked them up to heavy brain monitors, and told them, "Press a button whenever you feel like it. Just look at this highly precise clock and remember the exact millisecond you made the choice." The results were shocking. The monitors detected a massive spike in brain activity, a surge of electricity, about 300 to 500 milliseconds before the person actually realized they wanted to press the button. Your subconscious mind had already started the engine, mapped out the movement, and sent the signals before your conscious self even knew what was happening. And it gets crazier. Neuroscience didn't stop in the 80s. Using modern fMRI scanners, scientists at the Max Planck Institute took this to the next level. They put people in a machine and asked them to choose between a left or right button. By watching the blood flow in the brain, the scientists could predict which button the person was going to press. But here is the terrifying part. They could predict the choice up to 10 seconds before the person consciously made it. 10 seconds. Before you even knew. Imagine that. You are sitting there, feeling totally in control, weighing your options, while a scientist in the next room already knows what you will do. Why? Because your brain is an energy hog. To survive, it automates almost everything based on past patterns. Your conscious mind isn't the CEO making the decisions. It's just the PR department, stepping up to the microphone to justify a choice that was already made in the dark. But the rabbit hole goes deeper, much deeper. Let's look at your gut. You think your sudden food cravings, your unexplained mood swings, or your random bouts of anxiety are just your personality. You think it's a lack of willpower? Think again. Right now, you are outnumbered in your own body. You are carrying around 2 to 3 pounds of alien life forms in your digestive system, trillions of bacteria, fungi, and viruses. There are more microbe cells inside you right now than there are stars in the Milky Way galaxy. For a long time, we thought they were just helpful little workers digesting our food. We were dead wrong. Scientists now call your gut the second brain. And these microscopic bugs? They are pulling the strings. There is a massive biological highway connecting your gut directly to your brain called the vagus nerve. But here is the catch. 90% of the traffic on that highway travels up to the brain, not down. These bacteria are literally manufacturing up to 95% of your body's serotonin, the crucial hormone responsible for happiness and well-being. They control the chemical background of your joy, your motivation, and your absolute deepest fears. Craving a sugary donut or a greasy slice of pizza? That might not be you. Certain sugar-loving strains of bacteria, when they get hungry, can send chemical distress signals straight up to your brain. They actively hijack your appetite to get the food they need to survive. It's an occupying army demanding rations. You are not an individual. You are a walking ecosystem, and very often, the bugs are calling the shots. Finally, let's talk about the ghosts hiding within your DNA. We usually think of history as something found in dusty archives, the ruins of vanished empires like the Huns, or the unsolved mysteries of lost colonies. We use modern science and DNA analysis to dig up the past and figure out what happened to them. But the most profound historical archive on Earth isn't buried in the dirt. It's sitting inside your cells. This is the cutting-edge science of epigenetics. We used to think DNA was a rigid blueprint. You get your eye color, your height, your jawline, and that's it. The code is locked. But epigenetics shows that chemical tags can attach to your DNA. These tags act like biological light switches, turning specific genes on or off based on extreme environments. And the craziest part? These tags are passed down to the next generation. You don't just inherit physical traits, you inherit the survival mechanisms and biological traumas of your ancestors. Take the Dutch hunger winter during World War II. A brutal Nazi blockade left people surviving on eating tulip bulbs and consuming less than 500 calories a day. Decades later, scientists looked at the children and grandchildren of those survivors. Their bodies were fundamentally different. Their DNA had been tagged with epigenetic markers, instructing their biology to hoard every single calorie. This led to much higher rates of obesity and diabetes, even though they lived in times of plenty. Children of famine survivors, war trauma passed down, the intense historical struggles, the mass migrations, the brutal battles fought centuries ago. They didn't just vanish into the past. They left microscopic scars on your genetic code. You entered this world not as a blank slate, but as a deeply annotated manuscript, pre-programmed with the biological memories and terrors of the people who came before you. So, where does this leave us? If your subconscious mind makes decisions seconds before you realize it, if trillions of gut bacteria actively dictate your moods, and if your ancestors' historical trauma is literally altering your genetic expression, are you just a biological robot? Are you just running pre-written code? Not exactly. You might not control the initial subconscious spark. You might not control the bacteria in your stomach or the historical echoes vibrating in your DNA. But humans possess one ultimate evolutionary superpower: awareness. By shining a light on these hidden biological mechanisms, we stop being blind victims of our biology. We stop blaming ourselves for things we didn't start. Understanding the machine is the very first step to overriding the autopilot. You were never in control until now.